um, we're considering doing this as well with other locations we have properties. So what we're looking at is partnering with some other people. We do the heavy lifting in terms of permits, in terms of flexible payments and things like that. And then you can just cash in on that at a more reasonable angle. Okay, so that's more of what we are working on with everyone in today's meeting. So I would take you through a journey of this KT project, 40 acre, what we're trying to do, the potential income, and then an opportunity for you to buy either a plot of land, an acre, okay, and from this particular estate, and you can develop it at your time. We will have gotten all the permits. So I'll give an example just for the design alone. The one, because we are still, what we will show you is a proposed design, but we're still working with a licensed, a US licensed team who will now use their stamp on the design and all of that. So we still have to work with a design person who is licensed in the US. That alone will cost us over $200,000. Okay. And even if they are just adopting everything we have already designed, okay, but for them to put their because our Nigerian design will not work for the US. They only want to work with a US licensed architect who is coming up with the design. So when we look at just permits, designs, and back and forth, alone is costing us over $500,000. Okay, so the benefits for the developers that will be working with us on this project is we are dedicating 10 acres to sell to developers. So number one, you will have the opportunity to just not go and be waiting for permits. For example, average permit takes 6 months. One of my friend who is also doing a project in Houston, in fact, maybe because of the location he is using, it's almost a year now, and the permit is not out. And it's so stressful for him. Investors are putting money and a whole lot of issues. So we're taking all that kind of challenges off your neck. And so we're doing all the permitting for you. Another benefit is that you then get an opportunity to pay an installment. We're giving a 6 months period for you to finish the payment for the land. I hope this makes sense. Of course, we will want you to deposit minimum of 40% first, and then the balance you spread it in 6 months or 3 months. So that's also another opportunity you're getting that we are not getting, right? You're buying a land, as you know, you pay all at once. You can't be saying we are not having to pay an installment for this land. Okay. But that's also something we're giving to you. And once you now complete your entire payment, we then will register with the government and then plat it into your name. And it then comes in your own name. And by the way, is what I'm saying so far making sense to you as a developer? Is this something you're interested in? I want to be sure what I'm saying is something that, is part of why you're here. Okay? So, developer or potential developer, is this something that, makes sense to you as to being here for this meeting? Again, if Joshua is here, can he send my slide to my email or just send the Google link to my email as just like a mail? So I just click the link and then it opens the document because I believe what he sent is quite large. Okay, so I can see only 3 people think what I'm saying makes sense. Jones, Tayo, and Chukwuemeka. The rest think that it doesn't make sense. Wow, I think I'm doing a poor job. Okay, because we have over 50 people here and only 3 people typed yes, yes, that what I'm saying makes sense to them. The rest of us were quiet, okay? Because when you do a webinar like this, remember, I'm not seeing you. Okay, so the only way I can get feedback is from your response. And so please can we be more actively engaging in the response? When I ask a question, I appreciate you just responding, giving update to say, I get it, it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. It helped me to know we're here and we're all learning. Okay. Now, I want to start today's show by getting to bring up anybody who has attended our CEO mentorship program or our real estate investment masterclass before, and you have a testimony to share as to the impact of my mentorship as regards to those of you who are working towards becoming developers yourself. Okay? If you're interested in sharing, kindly type pull me up so I can pull you up. So either you've attended our CEO mentorship event. Okay, I have this CEO event we do every quarter for 5 days. I lodge all CEOs, particularly those in the real estate sector. We get to talk and review how people can, do real estate in a very good way. We bring mentors. The last one, we had Dr. Cosmos Maduka, we had Olumide Manuel, and a lot of great people. Or you've attended this real estate investment masterclass. Do I have anybody like that here? Anybody? Because I would have loved to hear from you. The mentorship that I provide and how your experience has been. Now, I always say this, that it's always important to get feedback. Always important to get feedback. For me, it makes a lot of sense. And sometimes we also don't know that no matter how good somebody is, they also get discouraged, right? Sometimes you meet people and you hear things and it just can be discouraging. And you know your heart, you know why you do certain things. And so when people repeat to you over and over again that, hey, I was part of this, I get the mission, I get the vision, I'm a beneficiary of the mission, right? It goes a long way in creating encouragement in a way that you will not believe. So if you have anybody like that, just type pull me up and I'll pull you up in the course of this conversation. So we have starting in the lineup today. By the way, again, if anybody can reach out to Joshua to please send me my slide to my email, either the link or something, because I need it ASAP. But our first speaker tonight is our group CEO, Mr. Rana Ijaz. If you can come up. By the way, I'm still waiting for Farouk. Farouk should be here by now. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our group CEO, Mr. Rana Ijaz. Come on, everybody, pull it up for him. Can we all do that?
Thank you so much, sir. Pleasure to see you. We just rounded up 3 board meetings tonight. And I would like to welcome everyone in the webinar and to this great opportunity. I think a couple of people, maybe they couldn't join the earlier session. So I'd like to explain about the project. This is a 40 acres plus excellent property in Houston, Katy. And we are raising funding. It's an opportunity to become partners with this Gtext, a very secured structure. We have a full-fledged US SEC filed company where the funders will be channelized through. We have 2 platforms. We have for the US-based accredited customers, we have a separate channel, and that can be done very seamless digital process. You just go on the app, do your KYC, and you're all ready to set. And we have another platform which we are accepting funding through our Nigerian platform, GWest Capital. That is for non-accredited investor. And the exciting thing, the people all over the globe can participate, from Middle East, from Europe, from Asia, and from Africa, of course, and US, of course, is there. we're raising at initial phase about $10 million. Of course, this is a massive project. Eventually, it's going to be biggest projects in US when it gets completed, about 450 housing units, which will be unique. It's the biggest step in the Gtext history, and we are looking forward. And we do expect, particularly Nigerian diaspora at this stage, we would welcome their support to support this project, and particularly the situation, economic situation, the dollar naira fluctuation. I think it's an excellent opportunity to hold back investments in the US as well, if some people are interested. And the exciting part, I'm an investment banker by profession. Over the years, what I've seen globally, if you want to earn something in dollars with the banks or typical mutual funding structure, it doesn't range more than 3 to 5%. But we are offering a huge opportunity right from 8 to it even reaches up to 13 to 15% for the sizable investments. So please do look into this opportunity. We're flexible, backed by a landed project, full-fledged US filed company. We would encourage all participants, they should reach out to their friends. And I'm requesting all my personal connections all over the Middle East and Europe. Do come in, don't delay your decision, become part of the project. And going back to Nigeria, I'm a group CEO for the Gtext Holdings. We are growing with the day, launched a lot of new estates. We are the first building green and smart housing units in Nigeria, Lagos. We have two estates at the stage, one in Abuja and one in Lagos. Beautiful properties. Look into those. But this particular focus is about US project. You're all welcome to join hands, and we're looking forward to work with you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Farouk, are you there? Farouk, are you there? Yes, sir, you are back.
Yeah, I'm back. Please, can we celebrate Mr. Rana Ijaz, our group CEO? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, put it up for him. Joshua, I don't know why you didn't send my slide to my email, because the one you sent on WhatsApp is still loading and draggy. I expect Farouk to be here as well to give his speech, particularly as it regards to the project and what we're putting together for real estate developers. So do I have Farouk here? Farouk is the CEO of Gtext. Farouk wears two caps anyway, and I pity him at the moment. So he has one cap, CEO of Gtext Homes, which is a heavy duty responsibility already. And then another cap is this CEO of Steve McTavish Foundation. Of course, we are hoping to get somebody trusted someone over time, a competent person to relieve him of one of those responsibilities. But for now, he carries those two hats, and I pray for wisdom for him to be able to balance, and juggle all of this together. But again, it reminds me of the parable of talent, right? So to one, he gave one, to another, he gave two, to another, he gave five, right? So, and then the guy who got one went to bury it. The one who got two, multiply it to four. The one who got five, multiply it to 10. So I think somehow God orchestrates, without being planned, that we stretch and more responsibility are given to us. And it's now our responsibility to research, investigate, learn, and grow our capacity to be able to manage that. But I'm not sure, again, where Farouk is and his lights. But if you can quickly just give us an overview, then I'll do my presentation, and then we're good to go. Go ahead, Farouk.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I apologize, I was in transit. We're in different board meetings, so I had to make sure I was back home in time for this. So it's great meeting everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we
Okay,
can hear.
great. You're welcome to this meeting specifically for developers. And as the CEO of Gtext Homes, I face hell in the real estate industry. And I'm very sure you all as developers have also faced this kind of challenges. And what we brought today now is a major expansion for a lot of you and a lot of us. For us, what we've been able to do in a couple of years was to drag ourselves from Nigeria to other continents, because we understand that the only way to sustain your business as a developer is when you start earning Forex. And particularly if you look at the track trajectory in the past 12 months, how dollar has risen from this time last year, I believe we're doing the rate of about 600 and something, and now is about 1,400. So for us, we decided that the fate of the future of our company is if we go global. And in the past 3 years, we've moved from Dubai, UK, and now we're in the US. So what we've been able to do is to acquire a 40-acre for ourselves. But for Dr. Stephen, he always finds a way to say the best way for the growth of people in Nigeria is if others grow with me. I can't have a property like this in the US and I have my other developers, aspiring developers, and not give them an opportunity. And this, what happens is that when a leader takes a step forward, right, it takes the very huge risk. And what happens is that others that are coming, they take lesser risk. So what we are presenting for you today is a lower risk investment for you and your business. You can expand globally without having to pay the dues that we have paid. So it's a 40-acre property, and for us, like Doctor has said, we got permits, we get licenses, 1 or 2, pay consultants, pay a lot. And what you're just doing is coming in and focusing on your building. So there's a lot of information we're going to share today. But one of the unique things I want you to know is that you being a developer, right, you have the right to what you can build, right? What you're focusing on is getting your own customers to buy your units and also building. And of course, Gtext marketing team can also help you market your properties. So a practical example, you can buy an acre, you can buy 2 acres and build your own housing unit in an already developed estate. And the beautiful part is that we've done all the infrastructure, we're doing all the road, we're doing all the lighting, right? We're having commercial units that makes your property appreciate over time. Not only are you buying at almost the same rate that we are buying, you're also absorbing yourself of all the unnecessary headaches like supervising the documentation for the land, how do I ensure that road comes in my area, what happens between you and the city permits. Gtext takes care of every one of them. And by virtue of my office and Mr. Rana and Dr. Stephen, we're here to present a unique opportunity for you to also expand and grow globally without having to start from the beginning. So I want you all to take advantage of this wonderful opportunity. For me, I'm very, very excited. Right? My goal is by the end of this year or middle of this year, I'm going to US to supervise all our projects. And you all can join me. And you can't join me if you don't start today. You don't start today. It's a fantastic opportunity for us to share profits. For all our investors, I tell them, this is a time for you to share profits with us. And for developers, this is a time for you to get this at almost the same rate we are buying it and get maximum profit. In fact, there's a common saying that retailers actually get more profit than wholesalers. I don't know if that is very true, Doctor. That people that sell in retail, they sell in higher prices than those that sell wholesale, right? So I want you all to take advantage of this opportunity and start today and start making your profits. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, can we please celebrate Mr. Farouk quickly for me? Come on, everybody, give it up for Mr. Farouk Usman. So these are the people behind the scene. I'm bringing them up because you don't always see them. But they're the ones doing, the behind the scene work that makes it easier for me to run. A lot of time people ask, how come you're able to juggle a lot of things together? It's because those things are always on somebody else's neck, right? And I'm just the poster boy to do the marketing and things like that. Okay, so let's get started.
Dr. Stephen Akinteo is Africa's most influential investment coach. He is a member of the Forbes Business Council and a recipient of several prestigious awards, including the Forbes Best of Africa, Leading Investment Coach and Real Estate Mogul by Forbes Best of Africa Award. He is the chairman of Gtext Holdings and the founder of Stephen Akintayo Foundation. Gtext Holdings is the mother company of 11 subsidiaries with a highly innovative and young workforce. These subsidiaries include Gtext Homes, Gtext Land, Stephen Akintayo Foundation, Gvest, Gtext Farms, Gtext and Associates, Gtext Academy, Gtext Soft, Gtext Hub. Gtext Holdings has several branches in Nigeria, which include Lagos State, Ibadan, Abeokuta, Asaba, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Other offices are in Dubai, the UK, and the US, and the company plans to extend operations to other African countries like Ghana, Rwanda, and Uganda. Dr. Akintayo Real Estate Firm has a plan to build 25,000 green and smart homes with golf courses, polo clubs, mall, hotel, hospitals, schools, and universities across Africa by the year 2035, and control another set of 25,000 properties outside of Africa, with a total real estate asset worth $40 billion by the year 2035. Dr. Stephen Akintayo is also the host of the Global Property Brokers Conference, the largest brokers conference in Africa. Now renamed the Global Wealth Festival, several renowned speakers like Grant Cardone, Ryan Serhant, Dr. John Maxwell, and others have been brought on the platform. Dr. Akintayo has hosted some of the world's most renowned speakers on his platforms like Robert Kiyosaki, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Dan Locke, Toby and Tomi Arayomi, Toby Adegboyega, and several others. He is the host of the Investment Chat in a Rolls-Royce, which teaches people about different investment opportunities around the globe. Learning Luxury Show, a show that educates on the benefits of owning luxury and monetizing it, and Big Talk Show, aimed at enlightening youths and the general public on election-related issues in order to build the new Nigeria. He is also the host of the Billionaire Habits podcast, Burj Khalifa series in Dubai. You can watch them on the Billionaire Habits podcast. Dr. Stephen is also the author of 42 books. His latest are The Billionaire Habits for Pastors, Billionaire Habits for Entrepreneurs, and Becoming a Billionaire Land Banker. All his books can be found in Dr. Stephen's books. To book him for speaking engagements, email eg@stephenakintayo.com and contact the number on your screen for more inquiries.
Okay. So welcome everybody, and thank you for joining this webinar again. Like we said, it's for to open us up on how to benefit from investing in real estate as a developer. And for us, what is our goal as a company? Gtext vision is to be the largest green and smart home developer in the world. We currently operate from different cities in Nigeria, Dubai, US, UK. We're expanding to other African countries. In fact, we're we have an invitation from the president of Sierra Leone. They're giving us land and we're to come and develop, and 3 other countries as well. So our core value is, of course, integrity, excellence, innovation, and energy. We have several, trusted personalities in the society who have identified with our brand. And then for us, why green and smart, we realize that there is a lot more value with that. At the moment, we're talking about this 40-acre in the US. We also have 20 units, 3-bedroom townhouse we're selling in the state of Georgia. We also have about 100 units in Alabama that we're selling. We'll give it a 5% commission for any referral. In Nigeria, we're over 30 estates, over 8 million square foot acquired already, over 800 clients. We're in Europe, working as a brokerage firm, working with top developers in Europe. We're in Dubai. We control several properties in Dubai that we manage. And these are just scales. So this is the 20 units in Houston that was in the state of Georgia that we're selling at the moment. So You want to buy, you can partner with us on this. It's 250 for the middle ones and 275 for the one on the side. These are the ones in Alabama, like we said, they are well spread across different location, about 100 units in different locations. So the question is, why Texas? Well, we have NRG, we have Tesla, McKinsey, HP, Oracle, ExxonMobil. These are all companies that operate now from Texas. For Tesla, it used to be in California. We all know the crisis in California, and businesses are just leaving California, and they're coming to this part of, the United States. So Texas offers numerous attractive benefits for corporates, from tax policies, growing tech talent pool. We also have high-profile companies like Oracle, HP, like I said, Charles Schwab's moving down to, because of the business climate, it's just good for companies. And of course, trends of major companies keep moving every year. So there's a huge population growth right now in Texas as a result of companies that are moving down. And they are very strict on border control, in terms of Texas. Now, this is the address of this particular property. It's 40 acre, and this is a drone shot of the property. There's some houses on it as well. And as you can see, the drone shot. There are a couple of, projects around this axis. As you can see, Alvin is there, Sugarland is there. Richmond, is also very close by. So there's just so much around that works. However, let me also say this, because sometimes when we say invest, we often fail to realize certain key factors. There's something called active income and passive income. So I want everybody to type right now. Your current source of income, is it an active income or is it passive income? Please, I need you to type your answer. I just want to get a feedback from all of us. The current source of income you have as of today, is it a passive income or an active income? Now, for those of you who may not know, an active income means the money you make from doing a particular job. Meaning, if you don't do that job, you don't make the money. And don't get it twisted, because some of us who are business owners always assume, and this is where many have made mistakes, right? Because you're a business owner, so you assume that because you're a business owner, you are having passive income. That's not true. Okay? That's not true. Companies, self-employed are still active income, because when your business can't do without you, you are still actually active income. Public speaking, like what I'm doing now, this presentation is active income, right? I do public speaking and they pay me to speak. That's an active income, right? Yes, it's a business, but it's still an active income. Okay? And a lot of us have made mistake in this, where because there's a company in your name, you do not know that the real source of building wealth is through passive income, not active income. So look at this: employee E, self-employed S, isn't it? So I'm a doctor and I own a clinic. Ladies and gentlemen, you are self-employed. I have a restaurant, you are self-employed. Okay? I'm a motivational speaker, I'm a consultant. Ladies and gentlemen, you are self-employed, except you are McKinsey, you are PricewaterhouseCoopers, who have grown the consulting business to a point where, the real founders don't need to be involved. So, and this is where we then miss it. Now, the rule says that 95% of the people in the world, they are between employee and self-employed, including those who are bragging, I own my business, I don't work for anybody. You're on your own. Whether you work for somebody or you don't work for somebody, as long as you are not making money while you sleep, Warren Buffett says you have to work till you die. So when we now say business owner here, which is the number one part of passive income, we're saying a business owner that owns a system and people work for him. Okay? Yes, as a self-employed, you also have people work for you, but not to the degree where you are leveraging on OPM and OPT to a point where even if you are not involved in the business can run, right? Even me, that the founder and chairman of Gtext, I'm just exiting Gtext at the moment. But even to do that, I'm still getting involved because it will still take those new CEOs running Gtext, few years to get respected, to get known, to also build their capacity. So yes, I'm getting to this part, but I'm still doing the work of this guy here. I will learn it, guys. If I learn it up, I'm learning. So the other alternative we all then have when it comes to making passive income is called what? Being an investor. That's the other alternative you and I have. So a lot of time when I talk today and I tell people I'm an investor, I've done so much investment, I'm still doing so many investment outside of that I own Gtext. And people don't still understand it. They think, okay, by just owning a company, you are financially free. No. Why is that important? Somebody reached out to my team for this KT project. They said, oh, come and invest. Say, okay, I have $100,000 I want to put into this. But he said, but I think the returns is small. How can you tell me you're going to be giving me on $100,000? You're going to be giving me, how much are they giving? 12% every year. He said, well, if I decide to push this with my car business, it's into selling cars. He said, I can make 100% of that selling cars. And my associate had to explain to him and say, but that is not an passive income. Okay? That's still an active income. And there's no guarantee that you put $100,000 into buying car, you ship the car to Nigeria or wherever you sell it, you market the car, you are hoping people will buy all the car within a 12 calendar month for you to make the 100%. And none of that is guaranteed, guys. None of that is guaranteed. Plus, you will still have to actively be involved in that. You're actively going to the office, actively doing one thing or the other, actively putting so much effort. But why passive income is the recommended way to build wealth is because you don't need to do anything aside the initial investment. Okay? The guys here will be the one to go and do all the work for you. And at the end of the year, for doing nothing, the only thing is that you put in your money. You are just getting 12%. And your initial capital is still there, taking water, sipping champagne. Again, is this making sense? If it makes sense, everybody type makes sense. Come on, I want to see your response. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. If what I'm saying is making sense. And I will tie it to what I'm eventually trying to teach you tonight or to educate us about tonight. Okay? In the sense that I can see Samuel says it makes sense. A couple of us says it's making sense. Veronica says Amechi. All of us says it makes sense. But I want to ask a question. Why is it that only 5% of people in the world, that's what they do? And they control 95% of the money in the world. How come 95% of the people in the world still do this one that doesn't make sense? Active income. The people who do active income are 95%, and they only control 5% of the money in the world. The people who decide to wake up and say, let me invest, let me buy shares, let me buy land and just let it to grow. Let me do this that will not require any active work, yet the value of that thing is going up. Only 5% of the people do it. And they are now rewarded with 95% of the wealth in the world. You now see why they say income inequality and why it looks as if the world is not balanced. Because 95% of the people in the world are trying to manage 5% of the money in the world, while only 5% of people in the world are controlling 95% of the money in the world. You see why the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. Please, if you are learning, type I'm learning. So what we are presenting with this KT project is a passive income opportunity, including for those of you who are developers. Because guess what? If you buy this land, right, and I'll soon get into the land, and even say I will still not develop it in future, I'll tell you what will happen. And just I will buy it and later I will flip the land. 2 to 5 years from now, the price of that land will be double, guaranteed. Number two, the value of whatever price you are selling will be in USD. So we do not even know whether at some point $1 will be equals to 3,000 naira or $1 will be equals to 5,000 naira. We don't even know. So not only are you having profits in dollars, you're also having profits by being an African, that by the time you want to put this money into anything back at home, you have made a lot of money for yourself. Come on. Is this exciting? If it's exciting type, it's exciting. Okay? So Katie Houston is one of Gtext luxury green and smart home. And first of its kind that we're building from scratch, and we're doing between 400 to 500 residential. We have the commercial space as well. You like what you are seeing? I'm excited. You love what you are seeing. Talk to me. Well, if you like good thing, I expect good comment at this point, right? Even me, I'm impressed with this. So this is our proposed 3D of how it will look like. So we're putting a lake here, and we have a solar, a wind, turbine, up. So this turbine are way up, right? And we're having solar on everything. Remember, it's green and smart. And by the grace of God, it will be the largest when completed in the history of US. Okay, you can go and Google it yourself. Few weeks ago, we had Bishop Abiri, Chief Dele Momodu come on the property, and they prayed on the property, and believed God for. I'm a Christian and I believe in the place of prayers. Okay, I strongly believe in that. So we've done a proposed platting for the entire place. So you have the land, so the place where the entire 10 acres for those that we're selling to developers. And people ask us, why are we not selling to anybody, just a developer? Why we're doing that is because an average individual may not even be able to afford it. It's a developer who has a cash flow that can afford it. Okay, and remember, we're not giving opportunity for financing. Okay, so it has to be a cash buy. But what we've decided to do is we'll give you an opportunity to be able to do flexible payment. So first phase, so this is just like a roadmap of the project, where pre-project launch and acquisition, permit approval and mortgage, that takes another 12 months, building, launch and groundbreaking, delivery of individual units, that's between 12 to 18 months. And then the delivery of the entire project is between 7 to 10 years. Of course, we are hoping for early completion in 5 years. So capital appreciation refers to an increase in the market price of an investment. Capital appreciation is calculated at the time of disposal of an investment at a difference between the sales price and the purchase price of the investment. Now, estimated capital appreciation for the entire estate is proposed at 300% within 5 years, due to the fact there's a new construction, and due to the fact that as we speak right now, there's a decline in construction in the US. I don't know if you are aware of that. Can anybody tell me the reason why there's a decline in construction in the US. Can anybody guess why? Come on, talk to me. Okay? Anybody, can you guess why there's a decline in construction in the US? I've always shared this about investment. Why many of you lose when it comes to investment, whether it's high risk or low risk or anything, is because you don't buy when you should buy. When everybody's afraid of buying, that's when you should buy. When everybody agrees that it is a good time to buy, that's when you should sell. Masses are always wrong when it comes to investment. So right now, the rates are high. Thank you. You guys are very smart. And guess what? When you should buy? Now. So as I speak to you, opposite land around where these lands are, this particular land, they are selling at a higher price. In fact, they're selling 50% higher than what we bought it. Now, why is the seller selling to us at a cheaper price? We got this land cheap because the interest rate is high and people are reluctant to buy. So you will get the seller to reduce the price for you. I'm about buying a particular house now where I'll be living in the US for the next 5 years for this project. And initial price was 1.2 million. In fact, they told me it used to be 1.8. The person reduced to 1.2, right? I checked it again last week. It has reduced to 1.1. I'm like, what's going on? Because rate hike means people are not ready to buy. And same thing with construction. People are not constructing, right? Guess what will now happen? By 2026, election will have been over. Are we learning, everybody? Election will have been over. There will now be deficits in new houses in America because all developers have stopped building due to the rate hike. Are we learning here? I hope you are learning about investment and strategies to investment. When Buhari was president, I kept buying land, okay? And I'm still buying more. I propose strongly that in the next 2 to 3 years, things will be a bit better. I am too confident about that. And a lot of what I've bought now, the value will just be crazy. And I did the same. I did the same prediction in Bejuleki. People were laughing at me. It worked exactly as I predicted. Okay? Exactly as that. So the same thing will happen by 2026. US election will have been over. New government will have settled in. Interest rate will have come down. Everybody will be ready to buy. But guess what? Developers were not building for the last 2 years. Most developers have stopped building since last year. And what will happen is that Gtext, that has built over 400 housing units, is selling at premium, capital appreciation heavy, because it's a brand new house. You all know that most of the houses you buy in America are not even brand new. They are, already 20-year-old as at the time you're buying it. Some are 30-year-old, some are 50-year-old as at the time you're buying it. Right? So imagine a house that was just completed. The capital appreciation always go up every year for new houses. Come on. Does this make sense? If it makes sense, everybody type, it makes sense, it makes sense, it makes sense. Right? So in addition, we're also having a commercial place in the estate, and you saw it in the 3D, where we are putting a golf range. Right? The golf range and some other games we are putting there, and there's an aquarium and a small mall. We're expecting another $100 million coming in from that as well. Okay, so this is real profitable project. I don't know if you agree, it's a profitable project, just like profitable. So the question is why, partner with Gtext USA as a developer? Why should you partner with us? Gtext Zone will cover the building permit, approval, and other regulatory documents for the estate. Number 2, you can build your mini estate, name it, and market it at your price. Leverage on the infrastructure, that we will provide. As you can see in the video, we are putting drainage and everything, infrastructure is being put there. So access to shared amenities, water, utility, and everything, shopping mall, parks, everything we're providing, and those who are investing and benefiting from that. Enhance marketability, because by the time you will now be building your own, we are most likely halfway or almost 100% done with our own. So our own success begin to help your own projects. Does this make sense at all? And by that time, we'll have been selling at a higher price point. Okay, so you also be able to sell at a higher price point and make good profit. The long-term growth potential. Investing in US can offer you long-term growth potential as Gtext continue to grow, evolve. Property value within the estate are likely to appreciate and favors even your own that you're doing as well. Okay, so these are just, so we have two ways you can invest. You can just invest cash and get a return on investment like people like this. This is a 4.8 million naira capital appreciation. This was what the person invested. This was the returns on the person's investment. I will just show you these are another 1.9 million. These are just, and evidence of Gtext paying returns to investors who invest with us. So if you are going the investment route, there are two ways you can invest. Accredited investor, US accredited investor. So you must be a US resident. You must have a certificate of accreditation or a document that shows you're an accredited investor. And the minimum you can invest is $50,000. Then we have the option of non-US accredited investors. So you are not in the US or you are in the US, but you want to invest through our digital cooperative in Africa. Okay, that is minimum investment of $10,000, and and okay, so that's what that is. But let me break down plans for this. If you're doing the US accredited investor, like I said, minimum is what? It's $50,000, and you have 8% every year. If you do 75,000, you have 9% every year. If you do 100,000, you have 10% every year. If you do 200,000, you have 11%. If you do 500,000, you have 13%. If you do 1 million, you have 15%. Now, good news. Everybody type good news, good news, good news. Come on, everybody type good news. For every developer, okay, investing 200,000 and above, we will be getting you a US residency visa, an L1 visa. It's optional and it's a bonus, and it's up to you if you want that. So who is interested in that, right? So we get you an L1 visa because you are now a part of the project. You are now part of the company, and we're going to be filing for you with an immigration lawyer who will help you file that, hey, you have invested in this company and you're part of this company, and the company is moving you to become a residence visa, a resident of the US. So we're doing that, and it's optional if you want that option. We also have coming up the EB5. So for many people who are investing as well, we have the option of filing EB5. EB5, of course, is more higher. We have the 800,000 version of EB5. That gives you direct US citizenship, green card, and then you become a citizen. And then you have the $1.2 million, right? So for if you want to do EB5. So EB5 is a lot more expensive, but it gives you straight citizenship. But the L1 visa gives you the residency, and then you can gradually file for a green card and later citizenship. Does this make sense? If it makes sense, that it makes sense. Now, here are key rules if you're investing in this as an accredited investor. Number one, capital is withdrawable only at the end of the chosen investment tenure, which is either 5 years or 10 years. So the capital can only be withdrawn either 5 years or 10 years. Number two, the ROI can only be withdrawn at the third year. It accrues every year, but you can only withdraw it at the third year because the registration we did mandated us that anybody who is investing with us as an accredited investor, we can only pay them when we start selling the houses, and from the profit of the houses we are selling is what we can pay, because this is regulated, and we filed this with the SEC in the US. SEC stands for Security Exchange Commission. Number three, must be a US accredited investor. So you have to show us evidence that you're a US accredited investor, else you cannot do this with us. Number four, investment done through Gtext Capital USA. So this is for US accredited investor. Now, let's go to the non-US accredited investor, which anybody can do this. Anyone, anywhere in the world. Okay, for this option, you can invest as low as 6%, as $10,000 and get 6%, $30,000, 7%, $50,000, 8%, $75,000, 9%, and above. Same thing apply from $200,000 to $1 million. We can file for an L visa for you. But this one is more flexible. Number one, capital, can only be withdrawn 5 or 10 years. However, for this one, you can get your returns every year. So every year, you get your 6% or 7% or 10% or 13% or 15%. And why? Why? Because our Gtext cooperative already has an investment already. They are liquid and they can be paying you from the investment they already have, from the pool of funds they already have in Nigeria. And we can do that because it's not as rigid as the US one. Okay. Also, investment done through Gtext Nigeria, which is a digital cooperative. And of course, terms and conditions apply. Also, I have a bonus for you tonight. Come on, who is excited about the bonus? If you are investing, whether as an accredited investor or as a non-accredited investor, here is the opportunity we're giving you. If you are a developer and you are investing between today and tomorrow, Friday, we are giving you a bonus of 2%. Okay, so meaning if you are investing $10,000, instead of 6%, you're getting 8% on your $10,000. Instead of 30%, you're getting, instead of 7% on $30,000, you're getting what? 9%. However, if you are then investing $200,000 and above, you are getting a bonus of 4%, ladies and gentlemen, 4%. So you're not even getting 2%. Once you are doing $200,000 and above. So instead of getting 11% on your 200,000, you're getting 15%. Instead of getting 13% on your 500,000, you're getting what? You are getting 17%. And instead of getting 15% on your 1 million, you are getting 19%. How many of you think this is good? If you think this is good, type this is good, this is good, this is good. Come on, guys, talk to me. Okay? Oh, talk to me, guys. It's like you're just looking at me. Now, you can also do something called compound interest. Okay, you can do compound interest where the money keeps accruing. You don't even withdraw it, and it keeps adding up for the entire 5 years. So for those of you who want to invest, this is the screenshot. You can just screenshot this and invest. Is Ikena here? Ikena is the head of Gtext Cooperative. Somebody is asking me for IBAN. What is the IBAN details for these accounts? Somebody asked for IBAN. He's been trying to pay for 2 days now. He's been asking for IBAN. Okay. And Tammy, can you help me research this IBAN thing? Because I remember you were talking about, because we put certain things and you advise that they don't need to put it there, they should remove it. Because now they're asking for IBAN. Is the IBAN domestic, is it the same as the domestic wire transfer, this one here? Right, this 12100. Tell me if you can help me confirm. Tell says that is it. You're sure? So I can tell the guy. If I is chatting me right now, it's been on my neck. So let me just take this picture I just sent to him because he's been to the bank. He's investing from Australia, and he's been trying to do this for a while now. Okay. I hope this makes sense, guys. If it makes sense, type it makes sense, it makes sense. Everybody talk to me. If it makes sense, type it makes sense, it makes sense. Okay, now let's go to you are buying land as a developer. So this is the second way you can partner with us as a developer. Are you ready? If you're ready, type I'm ready. You can buy 5,000 square foot of land for $70,000. Okay, 5,000 square foot of land for $70,000. And of course, keep it and later you build it or do whatever you want to do. It's your land. And we are giving you opportunity to only pay 40% down payment and 3 to 6 months to pay the remaining 60%. Now you can do up to an acre, which is 30,000 square foot, right? And for 1 acre, we're allowing you to pay $350,000 for that, which gives you some discount compared to if you're just buying one plot. And the same model applies. You can deposit just 150,000 now, and then you spread the remaining 200,000 3 to 6 months for you to become a developer with us. Again, how many of you think this makes sense? Come on, talk to me. Does this make sense? I want to get your feedback. If it makes sense, type it makes sense, it makes sense. So, like I said earlier, why is this very important? Why is this beneficial? It means that in your balance sheet, okay, like I was sharing on TVC this morning, I was on Your View this morning with the ladies of Your View, and I was sharing with them how, thank God that we expanded to Dubai 3 years ago. Our Nigerian operation could not give us, we've raised 70% of the money we need for this KT project. Our proposed estimate is $150 million. Can everybody type $150 million? And we've gotten 70% of that, an institutional investor giving us 70% of that. Not just that, you'll be glad to know that we got the pre-approval, ladies and gentlemen, in 24 hours based on our profile. But what really even helped our package, was what we have done in Dubai. Because when you change what we are doing in Nigeria to dollar, it's just not substantial enough to be able to qualify, to be able to get funding for a project like this as a foreign company expanding to the US. I hope this makes sense at all. So this then helps you because when you buy, let's say, one plot, it helps your balance sheet. Now you have a $20,000 worth of land in the US in dollars, and it keeps appreciating, right? Gradually. I hope this is making sense. If you do the 1 acre, the same thing is happening with the 1 acre as well, right? Where you are having a $350,000 and we're able to give you 3 to 6 months to pay the balance. And this group does well on your balance sheets as a company. Also, we've had people who say, all I want is to buy a house in this estate. I would say, no problem. If you invest now, you can move both the capital and the profits, okay, as your deposit immediately when we launch the housing. And we're projecting that by August, we'll announce the housing sales. So if you are investing today, February, by August, we'll calculate half of what has accrued plus the capital, and we'll move it as your deposit for the house, okay, and end the investment option. Meaning, rather than just putting the money, and we don't even know what will have happened to you by that time, it will have also appreciated by this time. I hope this makes sense to every one of us, okay? And of course, you have the chance for the L1 visa as well, if the EB5, which will announce the EB5 later, if you are investing up to $200,000. I want to thank you all for watching this and being part of today's presentation. I'm ready to take your question. I think Tammy has joined us as well. If Tammy can edit her name on the showing panelist. So if you can edit, I will take your question. Once again, thank you for believing in this vision. Thank you for even coming, that you took your time to come. It shows you believe in the possibilities of the Gtext family and, myself and what I stand for and what we do. And I don't take it for granted. I've always said that a lot of people have believed in me against all hope. And I want to thank you for doing that. Most people hardly do that. And, taking risk. And that's why I'm always under pressure to make sure we deliver, because I know all these years we've grown our company, people took risk. And I'm just grateful and thankful to all of you who've done that. It's showing that the IBAN number is not correct. Timmy, the number you said is the IBAN number. It's showing that it's not correct. So I'm wondering what's going on here. So please type your question in the Q&A. It will go a long way in helping us. So don't type it in the chat. If you type in the chat, we'll lose it. So kindly type the question in the Q&A. So the first question is from anonymous attendee. Do you currently have any real estate development in the US? I answered that and I showed you the picture of that. We currently have the following. Of course, that was fix and flip. We did not develop it from scratch. You know, we bought it and then fix it and we're flipping it. Okay, and it's a partnership with our partners. So let me show you. So in fact, we took a celebrity to market this for us. Tata 4 is her name. I think some of you will have seen that one. Let me see. Yeah, so this is Alabama. All this now are what we are selling in Alabama. Okay, and you have all the info. Now, this is what we're selling in Valdosta, Georgia. It's still available. So if you want to buy this, you can buy. So these are projects we worked on at the moment. But the difference is that this one is from scratch. Buy land, then build and all of that. So that's just the difference. But, you know, we're not new to this. Okay. What else? Any other question? Let me end this. Okay, so I have more questions now. Pisario says, please, when is the initial payment and how much? So the initial payment has to be now. And we said 40%. Okay, and you spread the balance in 3 to 6 months. Okay, so you can calculate 40% of 70,000 if you're buying one plot, or 40% of 350,000 if you're buying 1 acre. Okay, we only have 10 acres to sell in total, and the initial payment has to be now, actually now. Okay, if it ends tomorrow, that's it, we're done. Ronke says, for those who live in Canada, how do they become an accredited investor? So you don't need to be an accredited investor once you live in Canada, right? Accredited investor is for those who live in the US, okay? It's not for those of you who live in Canada. You can just go straight and invest through a digital cooperative, you know, and you're eligible to invest, okay? So it's just for those who are in the US. Olufunke says, can the money be paid in Naira equivalent? So we're scared of a situation where you pay Naira and then the Naira crash and then we start arguing. So what we're open to do is our team are willing to link you up with people we know who have below the change. You agree with them on the price points, you pay them immediately, and then they credit us the dollar equivalent. However, there are people who have said to us, we only want to invest in Naira and get returns in Naira. So you can do that and we're open to that as well. Number 2, what if GVES defaults on his obligation? Well, first of all, we don't default. We have been running this for 4 years now. Digital cooperative give returns every year. And so we've always done that. We've also done our best to make sure that we have promised little, you know, such that we can promise little and over-deliver. All the structure we put in place, which is okay, we're not paying ROI until the 3rd year for accredited investors, so that we're looking at, we know that in the 2nd year, we're already liquid. but it's just to, promise little, deliver. And that's what you just have to go by the credibility of Gtext and who we have been and what we've done over the years. Also, this is a US filed fund, and the government is looking at everything we're doing with the funds, right? So it's not something that we can intentionally, of course, this is a risk, but it's not something we can intentionally just, do what is not right because it's regulated industry. Carmela Ike says, as a new developer, how do I source for fund? Well, you are learning practical. You can see how I'm sourcing for fund already. So you can come for the class on that. I run mentorship class on that. Anonymous says, can one pay in Naira? Yes, like I said, you can pay in Naira, but we'll link you to a bureau de change who will credit us dollar, and we're only going to be counting the dollar we get. Also, you have the option of paying in Naira and getting your returns in Naira. In fact, the Naira returns is higher than dollars. But if you still want to invest in dollar, we'll link you up with a bureau de change. You pay in dollars to our accounts. You and the bureau de change agree on the price point. Anonymous says, can any investor make initial deposit of 40% while they spread the balance without going through GVES package? Do you mean for the land? This is the 40% and paying the balance in 6 months is only for land though. It's not for investment. If you're doing investment, you have to pay the full money of whichever investment you're doing between today and tomorrow, right? By tomorrow, you can still invest, but we are ending the $10,000. So now it's $75,000 for accredited investor from next week, and it is 20,000 for non-accredited investor. And also the 2% and 4% does not apply. So you only have today and tomorrow for the 2% to apply. Courage Nana says, Doctor, can a prospect investor do site visit to while in Texas? The answer is no. We've done several site visits. We can send you the video. In fact, the last one, Bishop Abiyo was there, Dele Momodu was there. We've done series, right? So we cannot keep just doing site visit every day. That's not what it's for. Okay? You can watch the ones we've done before. This is not Nigeria where you just wake up and you jump in up and down. Ademola says, how do you factor in the property taxes after buying the land and also the home ownership association? Okay, beautiful question. So property taxes are, of course, what we've done, and this is also benefit of doing this with us. We have animals on the property at the moment. So that has reduced our tax on this to less than $200. You won't believe this, right? And we intend to keep that for a while till when we have advanced in terms of construction, when at that point we no longer can keep animals on it. So and that is helpful for that at least. And so that is one major help. In terms of home ownership association, we're the developer. And as we get to that bridge, we'll have to form an association and we'll work around that with all the investors involved. Anonymous says, how can someone in Kenya buy land with Gtext? Listen, you can be in Kilimanjaro, you can be in Namibia. This investment is for people all over the world. The same process, you fill in the KYC, you transfer your money to the account I showed you, and you're an investor. It's as simple as that, So there's no restriction, country, color, race. Besides, I say thank you. I thought it would be an ongoing investment. What do you mean by ongoing investment? I'm not sure I understand that question. Daniel says, please, sir, can you share the slide recording with me? I joined a little bit late. Don't worry, go to my YouTube channel, Dr. S. Akintayo, and you can watch this on YouTube. By the way, Farouk, I hope this is being streamed live because I didn't want us to do the same thing that happened last time. We didn't stream it live. We're not waiting.
It's being streamed, sir.
To get the video. Okay, good. So go to Dr. S. Akita on YouTube, subscribe, and then you watch this whole thing. You can download from there. Adewale says, for those in UK, what aspect can we invest in? You can invest in any. By the way, you can buy land from UK, from Nigeria, from Canada. You can invest in, in the non-US accredited investors and get your returns. We do this in Dubai. As I speak to you in Dubai, 99% of our clients in Dubai are not Dubai residents. And we're able to send them their returns on their tenants, we call rental income, okay, as the clients pay. You can ask those who invested with Gtext in Dubai. Teddy, can't the period of payment be extended to 12 months and above, because 6 months is quite short? Well, discuss with the team and we'll see what we can do, Teddy. But we need to see your seriousness and at least depositing the first 40%. Joseph says, can you get a loan with US bank if you're a foreign investor, or what is required to get a loan as a foreign developer? Well, this class is not for that. The answer is yes, you can get a loan as a foreign investor. You have to show the evidence of what you have done in the country you're coming from. Okay. Joseph says, can you get loan if I've answered that, Joseph, right? You can, but you have to show where you're coming from. Alebio says, maybe you can help me answer the single pending question I have. I haven't watched the video you sent yet, but my question is, how is crowdfunding structure, equity or debt? Okay, so this is a debt syndication. It's a debt syndication, not an equity. That's why you're getting returns every year. Okay, so the 8%, in other words, if you is equity, we cannot mention a percentage if it's equity. Because if it's equity, it's called distribution. That's what they do in equity. So whatever money we make, we just distribute and divide it amongst everybody based on what you paid. Okay, but once you are seeing a percentage, it means it's a debt syndication. It's a debt, investment. So it's like you are loaning Gtext and you're getting returns, ROI for your loan. Okay, I hope this is clear. So yes, on the $50,000, 8%, but if you are investing tonight or tomorrow, you get extra 2%, making 10% every year. How do you become an investor? Simple, I've answered that. Okay, just contact us. We'll send you the agreement. You fill it, you transfer your money, and you're an investor. Or you transfer your money, then get the agreement, you fill it, whichever one you prefer. Okay, and we're good to go. By the way, was the number on the slide, Farouk? Because I'm not sure I saw number in this presentation for people to call. Yeah, there's no number. Farouk, you guys missed the number for people to call. Oh, Jesus. Farouk, can you take over control so you can then project the number for as many who want to invest so that they can contact and then sign up tonight? Olufunke says, can we have a breakdown of the dollar investment? Yes, once you reach out to the number, they will send you all of that. Can we have a replay? It's on YouTube. Go there, download, replay, watch it as many times as you want. Nice answer on the property tax. Thank you for the clarification. You're welcome. Please, sir, how do I subscribe to your personal mentorship and tutelage? Easy. You can contact my executive assistant on +2. Let me just type that. I'm just typing for everybody in the chat box. So you can go to +234 818 000 8119. Okay, so that is the number to contact if you want my one-on-one coaching. My executive assistant will pick you up from there. Okay, again, +234 818 0000. That's 30 8119. Can we access the presentation on YouTube? Yes, it's there. This is amazing, I must say. Thank you, Suleiman Dauda. You're welcome, and thank you for appreciating this, right? Most people are busy about what they will get. They are not conscious of the opportunity and the good intention that went into it. Can one invest only in land and still get a good return after 5 years? Oga, if you invest in land, you own the land. It's when you sell your land that you get your money. Abi, there's difference here. I took my time to explain. You either invest in land or you invest in debt. Okay, so it's one of the two. You can't eat your cake and have it. The two don't mix. If you buy the land, you own the land is yours. And and you get your returns when you sell it. But if you do investment, the land is not yours. The house we are building on it is not yours. You just loan us money, and out of the profits we make, we're giving you returns. Farouk, can you project the numbers? I've been waiting for you, please. Farouk. Okay. So, Temi, I think, is pasting some of the numbers. You can contact Temi. Temi is one of those you can contact. Temi is based in Houston. So she's on ground 247 in Houston. Plus 1-346-575-48252. Again, plus 1-346-575-4852. Please only contact one person. Okay, all these ones contacting 3 people at the same time does not make sense. Baruch Usman plus 234-701-408-7669. Sunday Awoyemi plus 234-802-915-5201. Only contact one of these people. Now, for some of you that maybe some of our staff invited you for this meeting, just go ahead with the staff that invited you. Don't need to contact this number, right? Just, work with the person who invited you for this meeting. The people who should contact this number are those who don't have anybody. They just saw it on my page and they came. But those of you who already have someone who invited you and you're working with someone, just go to them tonight. They will give you the form, they will give you the account details, and go ahead and make your payment. Ogbe Daniel says, thank you, sir, for this. Please, if I may ask, how much will you likely sell a house to an investor when you begin to sell? Well, we're looking at from average of $400,000. So we have for the 4-bedroom and 5-bedroom to $600,000. The 3-bedroom and the apartment can go as low as $250,000 to $350,000. Okay, but until then, and like I said, for those of you investing now, if at the end of the day is the house you want, you will be able to convert what you have paid already as a deposit for the house and just balance, and we are getting finance for you and you get the rest. Also, remember, this investment gives you opportunity to be able to get residency when we connect you with that. Please can Ikena research the IBAN, Wells Fargo IBAN number. Okay, Wells Fargo IBAN number. And once we get that, let's add it to it and we can get that. Temi, please, you need to reach out to the person who made a transfer from the UK, right? Because the one we did from Nigeria has already reflected in 24 hours. Right, so something is wrong here. So the person doesn't have an expectation that they've done it while they've not done it. Okay, so please reach out to them. So please again, if you have somebody who invited you for this webinar, just work with those people. You don't need to call this number on the screen, but if you don't have anybody, you just followed my adverts and you came here, then go ahead and call any of these numbers and you'll be fine. I love you all. I want to thank you for being part of today's webinar. I want to thank our group CEO, Mr. Rana Ijaz, any final word? Farouk as well, final word as we end this meeting.
Thank you so much, sir. A wonderful presentation. I think there are exciting bonuses, which I wasn't expected, to be honest. You always surprise. I would just, guys, come on. This is an exclusive opportunity. You can join as an individual investor, as a homeowner, and if you are a developer, you don't want to go to nitty-gritties of approvals and stuff, you have an excellent opportunity. You can secure a sizable piece of land and leave for the future appreciation, and you can really develop a mini estate within a bigger estate. So that is something very, very exciting. And there is an extra bonus of 2%, even a 4% if you are investing in the higher range. So that's an amazing opportunity. One thing I would advise the diaspora in particular, if it is in a time if you want to hold back your money in the foreign currency, put in this kind of investment which grows. It's the returns are unheard of, backed by a property, and you can convert even into a real estate itself. Very flexible structure with a high rate of returns. It's amazing opportunities. Thank you, Dr. Stephen, for this wonderful opportunity. I hope there will be a lot of interest after this session. Thank you so much. Mr. Farouk, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rana. Fantastic choice of words. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Like I said before, we're here to present a great opportunity for expansion and show you the works of how we do it. And what we've been doing for you today is basically showing what the process is from acquisition down to the full construction. And it never gets better than this. And trust me, there's no other single opportunity for you out there as an intending developer or as an investor that you can allow your money work for you. Like Dr. Stephen would say, passive income. Right now, I'm also raising my own funds to invest in this property because in the end, the biggest people that will gain from this are the investors. Those that just put their money in it and allow their money work for them, and they're just concentrating on getting return on investment. And finally, because of the inflation rate in Nigeria, is a wise choice, is a logical decision to always look for investments that are backed by dollar. Because no matter the fasting period that we've done, since they've given birth to me, I've never seen Naira gain over the dollar. It's always the other way around. So it's a fantastic investment. I was talking with Daddy Freeze a few days ago, and he said someone told him in December or in November, right, to buy more dollar. Then I think dollar was about 800, 900. He did not listen. And right now it's about 1,400. He said he will have made over 30 million naira if he had invested in just buying dollar. Now imagine on getting return on investment in dollar alone, or buying a property in dollars and selling in dollars. So there's no other financial logical decision apart from the return on investment that comes with it. What happened by investing your money in dollars? Right. So this is a logical investment. It's a fantastic opportunity for you to expand and develop as a developer, and you regret not taking action with Gtext Holdings. I'm looking forward to every one of us smiling and making profits in the nearest future. And in the next few years, you look back today and say, I was present in this webinar, and the only sorry you'll be taking is I did not take action. Right? It's better to gain, right, than regret. The people that regret at the end are those that always find a way to blame others or give excuses. Right. So if you have the funds to invest, if you have people that you believe should benefit from this, share this as much as possible. I will look forward to creating history together with Gtext Holdings. Thank you so much for joining us today. You're muted, sir.
Again, thank you everyone for coming. Feel free to contact the numbers we've provided. And remember, this world does not reward analysis, is reward actions. Only those who take action enjoy the benefits. All my life, I've been a risk taker. And today people envy me. Oh, the guy looks young. Well, how come he's this wealthy? Well, I took risk. Others were analyzing. Analysis always leads to paralysis. Action takers, there's risk, yes, but only those who take risk eventually become wealthy. It's just the way the world works. I love you all. Thank you for listening to tonight's presentation. We have a presentation on Saturday for property brokers, property agents. We hope if you're a property broker and agent, you can come for that meeting as well as we break down the opportunities for those who are referring people to us in this project. Love you all. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.